Well, a good evening to you. We welcome you to Nusenda Community Stadium here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. You're watching Proview Sports Network live on Comcast 26, also live streaming on Proview Sports YouTube channel. It's the New Mexico High School Coaches Association presentation of the North-South All-Star Game, 5A, 6A, about to get rolling here in just a moment. Adam Deal, Sebastian Noel with you. Should be a lot of fun because some of the names and the rosters on both sides, state champs, a lot of record setters, a lot of pedigree that's the field tonight, so it should be a good fun. A lot of kids that are actually going next level.
Right, a lot of talent that you would think maybe wouldn't play to be safe because of college are out here playing tonight. Really, we only have the absence of David Cormier, who's already off to the Air Force Academy, and then Omari Samuels is not represented on the South roster. But other than that, the big names are here, Adam.
You look at some of those big names, and we'll go over some of these players in depth a little bit more, but of course state champion Nick Little, the quarterback from Rio Rancho High School, and John Foley, the running back from Rio Rancho High School. In fact, obviously from 6A, the state champs was the Rio Rancho High School Rams, and so well represented on the north side. Of the south side, actually, if you look at the 5A state champions, St. Pius, which is actually all private schools play for the South, and San Juan Mendoza, head coach of the South this year, was head coach in that wonderful year that St. Pius had, and the Sartans led by Drew Ortiz, who was record-breaking in many ways, and in fact, very last game against Artesia on this very field, had a fantastic game in leading the Sartans to a state championship. So a lot of Sartan players as well on the South team.
I want to bring your attention to a player on the north that maybe a lot of people didn't get to see play last year on Proview Networks, and that's Avery Nordy High School. He racked up some phenomenal numbers, so you're going to see him in back of Josh Foley today. And then, yeah, if you turn towards the south, that may be the one advantage that they have, is that Drew Ortiz has his receiving core with him on this roster.
Yeah, and so you look at some of the big names from the South that you may think that would be here aren't, like, for example, Samuels or Maurice Samuels, who's going to Michigan to be a running back for the Wolverines this upcoming fall. And you look at the North and a couple of players missing as well, but still the meat really here from some of the best athletes across the state. And of course, what a rivalry it is, North versus South. And you look at it this year, maybe the North got the best of the South, Sebastian, considering that St. Pius is really actually here in central New Mexico, but going to be playing for the South, Drew Ortiz. So true rivalry here, North and South.
Yeah, I mean, it's always the question every year is the North starting to gain ground on the South when it comes to football supremacy? Because football supremacy is something that the South has always claimed as their own. Now, we can argue that all day, but the North is definitely getting closer with Rio Rancho and Cleveland just having perennial powerhouse programs. And then on the 5A side, of course, you mentioned Pius.
Well, Rio Rancho's won 2 of the last 3 state championships. The city of Rio Rancho with Cleveland have won 3 straight, 3 of the last 4. And in fact, they've actually won 4 of the last 6 state championships, collectively 2 for Cleveland, 2 for Rio Rancho. With Las Cruces, the back-to-back mixed in there. So really, it's been 3 schools in the last 6 years that's dominated the state of football. And the North lately have kind of picked up some momentum, especially in this All-Star game.
Well, and what I want to see this year is, the question is, will an APS school ever win a big title again? And Manzano's going to have a good chance to do that this year. That's going to be a squad. So I'm going to be interested to see if an APS school can break that dominance when we're talking northern football that Cleveland and Rio Rancho has held.
Well, Devin Quiro and, of course, Drew Ortiz are back deep for the South on the left of their blue jerseys. Waiting to receive is Nick Little, the Rio Rancho Ram. Going to kick off for the North in their red jerseys. We're ready to roll here from Nusenda Community Stadium, live right here on Proview Sports Network. Right to left, the kickoff, and we are underway. It's a squib kick, going to keep it away from Ortiz, and you would imagine the smart play. Returned at the 25-yard line to the near side and going nowhere to the 24. Great special teams play as the South will get going. In fact, it was diving in on the play. Nicholas Cordery from Los Alamos High School.
Brought down Matt Young, who had a fantastic year at Oñate in his senior season for the Knights.
Well, of course, it's Drew Ortiz. He's going to take the snaps here as the first starter for the South with twins on each side of him. And in fact, a very familiar receiver, Mel D. Herrera, on the very far side of the top of the screen. Remember, Drew Ortiz, he can run it. We'll show you his stats here in just a moment. Here's a handoff straight through on first down and a couple of yards forward.
That's going to be the big advantage, is that he's going to have Dylan DiLorenzo and Mel Di Herrera as his receivers today. You see that that's an advantage that Drew's going to be able to exploit.
So it's a 5-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd down and 5 right at the 29-yard line. Twins on each side, as Ortiz will await. Plenty of time this time for Ortiz. He'll step up. Obviously, he can move, and Drew Ortiz has himself a 1st down, 11-yard gain across the 41-yard line. He was finally tackled by Jacob Garduno from West Mesa High School in his first tackle, but he'll move the chains. And let's take a look now at Drew Ortiz, and it's versus Nick Little, and you could see the differences. Both state championship quarterbacks. Drew Ortiz, he's got the nod at everything. Passing yards, touchdowns, rushing yards, rushing touchdowns. A total of 55 touchdowns last season. Unbelievable.
I got to do a lot of those games. Coach San Juan Mendoza called him the smartest kid he's ever coached.
Here's going to be a full start, as the South going to back up 5 yards.
And Coach Mendoza mentioned that Drew sees things that before his coaching staff even sees it up in the box. And when they watch video, same thing. Drew notices things that before his coaching staff could even notice them. And he's just never had a decision maker like that he's ever coached, he said.
Jeremy Chavez, Anthony Silva, Jaharish Granger, Nathaniel Zarzoza. Up front, the big guys for the South. This time empty back shotgun for Ortiz. Going to work on a 1st down and 15. McCracken going to try to get in. Ortiz steps up and this time has a few yards. That's it. Not much as he gets close to the 40-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and long.
That was one of the few bright spots of the season for West Mesa, was that man right there, number 55, Jacob Garduno. Him and Eli Aguilera, 2 pretty good defensive linebackers for the team, something that Ron McMath pointed to as bright spots from his season last year. Garduno's he's a stud defensively.
So it'll be 2nd down and 12 after the 3-yard pickup. Under 10 here. Opening quarter. It's the 5A, 6A New Mexico High School Coaches Association North versus South All-Star game as the South trying to move here in the opening possession. Ortiz in trouble. Going to escape. Pump fakes, now fires to the near side. That's complete, and it's a 1st down. It's a pickup of 13 yards, and it's on the north side at the 47-yard line. It's the first reception of the game. Isaiah Weidman from Artesia High School.
So from opponents in the state championship game, they hooked up on that route there. Artesia St. Pius connection.
And Weidman, if we could take a look at his stats, he mainly a running back, but also did a lot of what you just saw, check down wide receiver, as Weidman able to play the play there on 2nd down and long. And we'll take a look at it in just a moment. But 1st down and 10, South moving it. Ortiz, quarterback keep. Nice move as he shuffles forward. He was going to get hit in the backfield, and that's Drew Ortiz being Drew Ortiz, Sebastian.
Yeah, I mean, that's what Coach Mendoza was referring to. He just doesn't make a mistake back there. He always makes the right decision, whether it's to tuck the football and run or to throw it or sometimes even get rid of it.
The end of the tackle was Kevin McCracken, the 6'2", 245-pound lineman. His next level going to go to Eastern New Mexico.
Of course, Drew's going to try to walk on at UTEP as a quarterback. You know, he had that commitment to a smaller school in Chicago, and then he decided, no, he's like, I think I'm strong enough to walk on at UTEP.
Quick toss. That's incomplete, in and out of the hands of Jalen Bateman from Alamogordo High School. Bateman, the 5'10" receiver. And Alamogordo, and you know this year, Sebastian had a better year. The Tigers very dangerous.
Be interesting to see if they can build on that success this season.
As they dropped off to 5A, they were classification 6A the year before and were able to get a top 9 seed in the state tournament.
Just to finish the point on Ortiz, he felt kind of slighted as to the lack of looks he was getting, and he decided to gamble on his own talent, and he's going to walk on there at UTEP.
Time out of the field. We'll step aside. San Juan Mendoza wants to talk it over. Back in a moment.
Ladera Golf Course. Opened in 1980, Ladera features a full 18 including spacious greens, a large driving range, roomy practice putting greens, and 4 large lakes. Surrounding Ladera, beautiful views of the Sandia Mountains to the east and volcanoes to the west. Ladera is a challenging city-owned course with the longest playing yardage of any other city courses. For weekend tee times and more information, call 505-836-4449.
Hoops New Mexico basketball courts is coming to Albuquerque soon. 10 full basketball courts and a whole lot more. For more information, contact Dan Serrano at hoopsnm@aybl.com.
Our interns here at Proview Sports Network get pretty competitive. Rivalries are real.
So with the back at it here at Community Stadium. Ortiz and crew facing a 3rd and 6 left to right here. 2 wideouts on the near side, 2 wideouts far, including D. Herrera. Ortiz looking, he's going to run now. Shaking, weaving, close to a first down. Second effort has him near it, but I think the sticks are right at just past the 37-yard line as Ortiz gets to the 39.
It would have been a really tight window to get it into D. Herrera on that slant as he was running a slant route towards the center of the field. And in order for Ortiz to lead him, it would have been a tight angle.
So it'll be 4th down and 2, and you know they're going to go. All-Star game or not, you go for it right here. Right from the 39-yard line. Got to get past the 37-yard line, and I would imagine Ortiz might keep it himself. We'll see. Weidman's in motion, and Ortiz is going to keep it, and Ortiz makes the cut. Flag is going to fly for the backfield. He's got the first down, but let's check the mark. So penalty marker.
I asked San Juan Mendoza if, they would be airing it out today or would run the football, and his simple response was, well, Drew, we'll see what the defense gives us.
It's going to be a hold. So now a curious situation, as I think the South might punt, so the North bend a little bit, but they don't break. Watch it again. Maybe you could see it. Yep. I think that's as obvious as it gets. In fact, diving in on it was the fantastic offensive and defensive lineman Joseph Hernandez from Las Cruces. That defense and offensive line, so many seniors that graduated from Las Cruces High School. Damien Aguirre, Joseph Hernandez, and also one of them, Jeremy Chavez, all in this All-Star game.
But they don't really rebuild it in Las Cruces, Adam. They just kind of reload.
Yeah. I think the formula has been working at Cleveland and Rio Rancho as of late.
Brennan Baeza will be back, so that's a key piece that's still there.
This is going to go all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Back in a moment here on Proview Sports Network.
Our interns here at Proview Sports Network get pretty competitive. Rivalries are real.
So with the big matchup between the El Dorado Eagles and the La Cueva Bears, time to make my pick here on the Proview Rundown. I'm going to go with the El Dorado Eagles. I'm going to change my decision, and I'm going to go with the La Cueva Bears. They're feeling it. All right, hey, calm down. Guys, you do it every time. This is ridiculous.
First possession for the North, and it's a handoff straight through to the 24-yard line, and we'll take a look at Josh Foley's stats. Unbelievable season he had. Actually, that was Avery C., but we'll look at Josh Foley as he'll be in just a little bit. And Foley setting some records as good as he was. Remember last year, he broke his leg, and this year comes back 1,872 yards rushing. He averaged 156 a game, 30 touchdowns. Unbelievable.
It's not bad, huh? First down per carry.
10 receptions as this handoff going nowhere. Penalty marker is going to fly, though, as their face mask maybe at the end.
You have to wonder how much he's going to play today. He expects some playing time his first year maybe at State, so.
But there's still a flag down.
And that was Josh Foley on the run, not AVC, as Foley maybe got his helmet grabbed. And it looks like he did. Face mask. It's going to be a free first down for the North. Kevin McCracken, Logan Hertz, Kyle Keller, Chendo Contreras, the big guys up front for the North. As Little has option, going to pitch it. A little cut. And diving forward is Foley, not much. The tackle defensively was Matt Young from Oñate. You mentioned him. Matt Young, so aggressive offensively and defensively.
But what a luxury you have there. You can fake one direction to Avery C. It sucked all the defenders to that side, and then you can pitch it back to Foley on the other side. And Ron McMath was pretty creative with the way he ran the ball at West Mesa last year, and they had a revolving door of running backs. Well, today he has Avery C. and Josh Foley, so some of those plays maybe that didn't work last year in the regular year should be able to work today with those two back there.
Second down at 5 after the 5-yard pickup. Straight handoff through. It is Foley, and Foley this time close to a first down. About a 4-yard gain. He's finally tripped up into the play defensively. Damian Aguirre from Las Cruces High School. He was that two-way player, 220 pounds, 5'11". Last time Aguirre was trying to tackle Josh Foley, nobody was really doing so. It was in the state championship game, and Foley had his way. 3rd and 1. A fake by Little. Little's looking. He's going to go deep. Fires. That's complete. Across the 10-yard line and diving up to the 8. How about that play? And it was Elijah Gamboa from Piedra Vista who makes the grab.
He did a really nice job there working against what initially was a double team at him, and he did a nice job running that route.
They're going to say it's incomplete. Wow. And Gamboa says, come on, are you kidding me? Let's take a look. Let's see at the end here. It might have been at the end there.
Yeah, ball rolled out at the end.
It's great work by Josh Luna, our camera crew, and our entire crew grabbing that replay. 5:45 to go here, and it's 4th down and 1. So, of course, the North are going to go for it. On the 47, handoff straight through. That's a first down. It's about a 2-yard gain to the 49-yard line.
Gave it to big Brendan Armstead there. So another, just so many options at Ron McMath's disposal. Talked to Ron last night, and he just said, to have athletes with this kind of skill and this kind of attention to detail, him and his assistant, Tim Jackson, actually had some of the West Mesa guys watch practice so he could see their practice habits.
Little's going to hand off to Foley to the outside. Foley spins across one and moves his way up for a 9-yard gain. A nice little flash there from Josh Foley. Going to be 2nd down and 1.
And Ron's real big on discipline and things like that, so he really used this opportunity to try to build his own guys up. Him and Coach Jackson wanted them to watch. Said, look at how disciplined these guys are during practice. Look at the attention to detail. This is what we need to have at our program.
Ron McMath a chance at winning district this year. It came down to the last week of football as they hand off to the outside, and this time it's the second carry by Avery C., the 6'1", 209-pound running back from Del Norte. You mentioned him, head coach Bruce Binkley. Maybe you didn't see him too much. We did have him a lot here on Proview Sports Network, but just always making big plays. I think just under the radar maybe because he was in 5A and Del Norte really didn't succeed as much.
Coming off an injury the previous year, he was still kind of out when we had him opening week against West Mesa last season. But you talk to Coach Binkley, he'll tell you he's a D1 talent.
Little gets a nice block, and he's going to air it out, and that's tipped away last second. He was looking for his wideout, Dominic Sandoval from El Dorado High School. Flying to it was Devin Carrero from Goddard.
He had that right all the way. Did Carrero look at this replay at him, and then he just skied up for the tip.
Tips it away. It'll be 2nd down and 10. to the near side. It's Foley tripped, broke the tackle, and dives across the 40-yard line up to the 38. The end of the tackle, Gabe Cazada from Las Cruces High. Of course, Las Cruces first-year head coach Mark Lopez. He learned from the best, didn't he? Jim Miller, Mr. Champion himself, retired at the end of the 2015 season after the Las Cruces Bulldogs tragically lost to El Dorado, a game I'll never forget. The semifinals, one of the best games that we've covered through ProViewer, the NFHS network. So in motion, it's Gamboa. He's going to get it. Jet sweep. Gamboa, not much. Couple of yards forward. Chase down from behind. It'll be 4th down now and long to go.
With the run, Cody Scott with the tackle.
And of course, San Juan Mendoza retired as well. So Dave Montoya will be taking over at St. Pius. San Juan said this was it for him.
It's easy to retire when you're on top, right?
But I don't know if it's easy, but it's definitely nice. I mean, it was nice to see San Juan go out on top there. Building something for those 4 years with Drew Ortiz at the helm. Having come close the year prior. Seeing a familiar foe in Artesia.
Monster 4th down here. 3:08 to play in the first quarter. Little through the air, diving. Gamboa this time going to hold on. So you remember he dropped one deep a few plays ago and makes up for it here. Up to the 23-yard line. It's a gain of 16 yards. Watch it again and move those chains the North does.
Kind of underthrown, but
Yeah.
the defense kind of had a little breakdown there as they were into the backfield, but they couldn't bring down Little.
First and 10. Little. And that's just misread with his receiver, wasn't it? Ryan Moore from Monzano High School has a slant, and Nick Little's going to the outside. 2nd down.
Yeah, we mentioned, on the other side, they have the advantage of having a lot of teammates, quarterback and receiver. No such advantage there on the North.
Well, also, I mean, you don't get a lot of practice time to get on the same page, especially with these patterns. Talked with Ron McMath yesterday, said working a lot more running than passing, I can tell you that. It'll be 2nd down and 10. 2:40 to play opening quarter. Little's got Foley next to him. He'll block this time as Little moves away. Little could run, by the way. And Little going to heave one to the end zone. Wide open. Ryan Moore. Touchdown.
This time they were definitely on the same page. Threw it towards the back pylon there. Only Moore could make that catch. And Nick floated it in there to him.
Well, you can't miss this one. Little Sebastian with perfect protection, and Ryan Moore just kind of makes his way to the back of the end zone.
Yeah, it looked like their Matt Young didn't know whether to come help or stay on Moore.
Nick Little, he was shaky for the Rams this last 2016 season, but gets this one blocked. That had nothing to do with shaky.
Now that had a lot to do with Cody Scott from Artesia.
Back in a moment, 6-0, North lead it.
Our interns here at Proview Sports Network get pretty competitive. Rivalries are real.
So with the big matchup between the El Dorado Eagles and the La Cueva Bears, time to make my pick here on the ProView Rundown. I'm going to go with the El Dorado Eagles. I'm going to change my decision, and I'm going to go with the La Cueva Bears. They're feeling it. All right, hey, calm down. Guys, you do it every time. This is ridiculous. You know what? I'm going to be in makeup.
Football's back right here on Proview Sports Network. All the best rivalries, all the best action, every game on Proview Sports Network, Comcast 26, and the game of the week on My 50 TV.
kickoff, Drew Ortiz takes it back and gets across the 25 to the 26-yard line. That's where the South will go back to work. If we could look at it again, touchdown North, wide open was Ryan Moore in the back of the end zone. It's an 18-yard flick from Nick Little, and so that's how the North had to complete a fourth down on that play, and a big play to Elijah Gamboa. Nick Little looked pretty good, didn't he? He's going to go to Eastern New Mexico and play.
Well, two things about that, Adam. So much attention went to Josh Foley last year, and rightfully so, but Nick had just a fantastic season. And then, everyone assumes Rio Rancho is going to be just fantastic this year, and count me in that camp, but they are having to replace a lot in Nick Little and Josh Foley.
Well, it's something like 60 touchdowns that they're going to have to replace. So Logan Bruere might get the nod. We'll see as Ortiz steps up in the pocket. Quick fire, and it's just dropped this time. Weidman, usually sure-handed, not so much this time. It'll be second down.
And Weidman, coming off a fantastic season, didn't have a lot of those drops. That was just a flat-out drop. Let's take a look. Pretty nice crowd still filling in.
What a good job that the New Mexico High School Coaches Association always does. A big thanks to Buster Mabry, who puts this on, allows us to broadcast it, and also Jim Holzman, godfather of the whole association. As Ortiz designed draw, and he can move. Look out, Ortiz to the outside. He's hunted down from behind, or else maybe he has a lot more. In fact, making the play defensively was Sol Rascone from Farmington.
First down.
Watch it again.
And take a look at this. He just got leveled from behind on the end of this run by Rascone. Who says there's no hitting in an all-star game?
Well, if you
well, there was a lot in the other one, wasn't there?
Saw some other all-star games. We'll leave it at that. Ortiz this time. Empty back shotgun. He's got trips on his far side. Two wideouts here near side at a first down at 10. Ball placed right on the 39. Handoff is to Weidman, who makes a cut, and not much, a few yards forward. And that's it. I'd like to thank Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs. They're proud supporters of New Mexico Athletics in Albuquerque and supporting our kids for over 40 years. 4 great locations, including the Frontier Restaurant across the street from the UNM Central Avenue campus. It'll be second down and 6 now.
And if you were with us during a lot of St. Pius games last year, you'll recognize a lot of these formations and a lot of these sets they're running were right out of the St. Pius playbook.
Ortiz going to set up a screen to the near side to Weidman. He's got a lot of room as he makes his way across midfield, and a penalty marker down. The near side crowd, mostly Artesia fans, didn't like it. We're going to find out. Does it go against the South?
It looks like they're backing up, so it will be against them.
It's our second penalty tonight. Both of them against, actually the third penalty, and all 3 of them against the South.
Gives us a chance to talk about just how good of a season that Isaiah Weidman had at Artesia, right, this past year for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Weidman, 735 rushing yards. Didn't get a lot of carries, 81 carries, but had 9 touchdowns. Average 9 yards a carry. Under a minute to play here in the first quarter. Nice toss, and again it's dropped. That's the second drop already by Jalen Bateman from Alamogordo. And this time down the seam, he had room to work with. That's a big gain lost.
And Drew Ortiz has thrown a couple of his patented long balls on some of those slant routes, and the receivers haven't helped him. Another drop there, this time for Bateman. And those are routes that Drew's used to his receivers bringing in, whether it be Di Herrera or Di Lorenzo. Magaha will be back at St. Pius, one of the few returning players.
Well, it'll be interesting with St. Pius this year how much they actually did lose, including, of course, Ortiz and then San Juan Mendoza.
They are very excited on their quarterback, Pavia, though. His brother played at Albuquerque High. I'm hearing a lot of good things about Pavia, so remains to be seen.
3rd down and 10. Ortiz looking to set up the screen, fires, and it's complete. It's Young. As Young gets about 6 yards and shoved out of bounds. I'm sorry, I said Young. It's actually Devin Carrillo from Goddard, and not much. It'll be 4th down. What do you do here, San Juan Mendoza? It's an all-star game. You got to go, right?
He's usually pretty aggressive play caller anyway, so I would imagine they'd be going here, especially with Ortiz still in there at quarterback.
So timeout here on the field. Big 4th down when we return. Actually, no timeout. I'm sorry. That's going to be the end of the first quarter. It's 6-0. North on top.
Sure, you could get him a new car. You could also light a pile of money on. Maintaining this old car is your best option. Keep it running longer, stronger, with quality parts and a whole lot of Napa know-how.
Don't forget, every Proview Network sporting event is on sale at our DVD store. Go to www.proviewnetworks.com to buy your DVD today.
I am never getting married. Never. Guaranteed.
You picked a beautiful ring. Thank you. We're never having kids.
Come over here.
We are never moving to the suburbs. We are never getting one of those. We're never having another kid.
I'm pregnant.
I'm never letting go.
For all the nevers in life, talk to State Farm agent Michelle Rudolph or Marty Size in Albuquerque.
Well, 4th down, and San Juan Mendoza thought better of it as we enter the second quarter. The South looking to punt. We'll see if they really do. Weidman is going to punt it. So the North hold again.
You got to admit, I was a little surprised by that play call.
As it bounces right at about the 20.5-yard line. And so the North with the 6-0 lead score in their first possession. In fact, it was Ryan Moore from Manzano High School with the reception. An 18-yard toss from Nick Little. But on comes Dylan Gassaway now. Dylan Gassaway, you know, the Volcano Vista Hawk.
Just a fantastic season there. You take a look at Hooper, who we expect to see later for the South, but kind of the forgotten quarterback in the Duke City. Dylan had a nice season, just the 4 INTs.
That's pretty big, isn't it? 25 touchdowns, 4 INTs. Here's the handoff to Foley. Maybe a yard to the 30, and that's about it.
Foley on the run, 2nd down.
And you see him compared to Hooper, Kyle Hooper, and you'll see him on for the South. Hooper actually had a wonderful season for Alamogordo High School. We mentioned Alamogordo kind of turned the table there, dropped it to 5A, but really made some headway this season. Lone wide out here on the near side is Daniel Johnson from Cleveland High School. As Gassaway going to take the snap on 2nd down and 9. Gassaway going to get out of the pocket, looking. He's in trouble. Quick fire and throws it at the feet of Johnson. Really had nothing. Good defensive stand there for the South. It'll be 3rd down.
And really that low interception number, Adam, in that district, that stands out even more.
I'd like to thank the Barley Room. It's your home for all football fun, great food, great drinks, live music. It's all at the Barley Room. If you're just joining us, glad you can here on Proview Sports Network. Adam Deal along with Sebastian Noel. So New Mexico High School Activities Association, Coaches Activity Association, excuse me, North-South All-Star Game. So North leading it 6-0. Big 3rd down here. Scamboa in motion. Gassaway fires, quick slant. It's complete. Daniel Johnson's got a first and a lot more. Gassaway still on his feet. Inside the 35 to the 34. Monster pickup.
Ortiz couldn't get him down. It took Luis Mendoza coming over to help out, a half tackle apiece. But he took Drew Ortiz with him for some yards after the catch there.
Watch this 36-yard catch and run. Daniel Johnson. When we get a moment, we'll show you Daniel Johnson's season he had at Cleveland High School. And of course, the Storm had everything going for them. And then Angelo Trujillo, their outstanding quarterback, gets injured. Sebastian tears his ACL, can't go the rest of the season. They really competed with the Rams when they had Trujillo. Once state playoffs came, they just couldn't get it done. Here's a handoff on an end around to the near side, and there's a lot of room. And the first carry for Dominic Sandoval, real key to El Dorado's success the last couple of years.
Well, just to go back on that Cleveland point, I was working sideline on that cold, rainy night, Adam, and you could tell as soon as he left the game, body language on that side of the field on the bench wasn't very good.
Well, there's Daniel Johnson. You just saw that 35-yard reception. He had 25 receptions last year. Per reception, averaged 20 yards, so he was a big hit target, but 11 touchdowns, really what stood out for him. The Storm eventually lost to Las Cruces. Las Cruces avenged an earlier loss to Cleveland to start the season. Here's the handoff to Foley, and Foley's going nowhere this time. Crushed as he makes his way inside the 20-yard line. It'll be second down. Second and 8.
You mentioned Sandoval. District 2 will be interesting this year because Manzano will be very strong coming back. El Dorado. No,
this is dropped.
That's a drop. Ground caused the drop there. Don't want to give the defender the credit on that one.
So it'll be third down and 8 now. Gorgeous evening. Slight breeze so far as the lights come on here at New Senda. Gassaway takes a high snap, and it's a handoff. Foley going to cut back, and he's got some room. Gassaway's going to block in front of him. Look out. Foley all the way. Touchdown.
Beautiful block. Gassaway there to clear the space for Foley to punch it in.
How about the quarterback leading the way and the cutback Foley? You're not going to stop him in the open field. Watch it again.
But right away there you see Gassaway recognizes what's going to happen, and he's the lead block there right in front of the end zone.
Fantastic job by Gassaway. He put Dylan DiLorenzo down to clear the way as Nick Little comes through. Extra point up and through. It's 13-0 North on top.
We try to let all of our interns do everything here at Proview Sports Network. Sometimes it just doesn't pan out. Hey everybody, welcome to the Proview Rundown. I'm Adam Deal. What a big week in football, week 3, as you all know. Cut. Come on! This Eagle, jeez.
Back right here on Proview Sports Network. All the best rivalries, all the best action, every game on Proview Sports Network, Comcast 26, and the game of the week on My 50 TV.
Well, Nick Little leads a touchdown in the first drive for the North, and Dylan Gassaway comes in, same district, out of District 1 from Volcano Vista High School. He leads a touchdown, it literally leads the way, blocking for Josh Foley. On a third down and long. It was 3rd and 8.
Yeah, it was just a beautiful block by Gassaway to set up the 19-yard run.
This one back in the end zone, and so no chance for Ortiz and company to return. And the South will have their third offensive possession. They've had to punt both times.
Yeah, a little curious as to the last time they didn't go for it on 4th. And Kyle Hooper's going to take over here for Drew Ortiz at quarterback, Adam.
Well, let's take a look. Kyle Hooper, we had him compared with Gassaway, and what a season he had. 30 touchdown passes. He had just under 2,700 yards, just 8 interceptions. Also had a lot of rushing yards. Hooper did a little higher completion percentage at 58%, but Hooper had 648 rushing yards and an additional 10 rushing touchdowns. So he can move a little bit, listed at 6'4". Here is Hooper, going to get to the outside and in trouble and dropped. So that North defense starting to take over a little bit.
Now, I know Jason did that math for you, mathematics not being your forte, right? Those percentages?
I got them straight off Max Preps, so they did it for me.
Okay. You would think with the firepower the North has, this is almost a must-score drive for the South.
Well, it'll be a deep second down here, 2nd and 14. As Hooper trips this time on the near side, looking to throw. Watch out, ball's loose. South on top of it, but watch out down there. Comes screaming through was Date Green from Atrisco Heritage, the lone Jaguar on the team. Watch it again. He was untouched. He was unblocked, Sebastian.
Well, when I talked to Coach Mendoza before the game, the first question I asked him was about Foley and Avery's. But the first words out of his mouth were, man, their defense is really good. So that he was worried about the defense for sure.
Well, it's not going anywhere right now for Hooper and company. The South facing a 3rd and 22. Way back at their own 8. Hooper in trouble again. On the move and is going to run. We told you he's got some speed, but he's not going to outrace Isaac Carmijo from Cleveland High School, the fantastic linebacker who's played under Heath Ridenauer, won a state championship as a junior. Makes the play there, and it's 4th down, and you got to punt now.
And you see the North, they really never had an all-out blitz on Ortiz because you have to be so careful when you commit to the pressure on Ortiz. But now since he's given way to Hooper, they were gunning for Kyle that whole drive.
Flags are going to fly before this one, so maybe offsides against the North. I'd like to thank Garden Swartz Team Sales. All your team gear, make sure you visit Garden Swartz Team Sales, proud supporters of Proview Sports Network. So it'll be 4th down and 9 instead of 4th and 14, but doesn't really change anything. Just a little bit more room here for the South. 7:22 to play in the second quarter. That was, I think, blocked. It was. It's going to land at the 30, bounces back and grabbed at the 24-yard line.
There's no doubt McGee got a fingertip on that.
I think you're right.
Down to the 25-yard line. 1st down, North.
Another Monarch coming off the field with a big play there.
So look at this. The North with great field position on top, 13-0. 7:14 to play here in this second quarter. This is dangerous right here for the South.
And the Monarchs that are in this game are showing you that they were not just the Jordan Bird show last year. It was a pretty complete all-around team, isn't it?
It is. Little back in, and he's going to hand off to Avery C. It's his 3rd carry as C dives his way across the 20 and tripped up. It's a pickup of 3 yards.
2nd down.
Nick Little, it's his 2nd possession. You remember Sebastian, first possession finished on an 18-yard strike as he found Monsanto Monarch Ryan Moore for the first score.
If you're Chad Adcox, his Monarchs have put their stamps on this game.
2nd down and 6, and the handoff again is to C, and C makes his way up to the 15-yard line. It's a 5-yard gain. Matt Young is there on the tackle. It'll be 3rd and short.
Young just so good at rolling up, fundamentally, tackling. It's a big thing. And Matt, one of the better tacklers in the state. Onyate, a team that looked good last year, you think they're always in the conversation in that district as well.
2 wideouts on each side. It's Moore in motion. Moore's going to get the pitch. Can he get the edge? Yes, Moore to the 10. Got the first and pushed out at the 6-yard line. Caught a nice block to seal the edge. And so a fantastic game so far for Ryan Moore. Chad Adcox, obviously, we talked about, has to be really happy about his upcoming season. Moore will get that first, and the chains will move. It'll be 1st and a goal.
And just, did you see how little time the ball spent in Nick Little's hands? I mean, it was so quick on that pitch. That's really what made that play.
Trouble here for the South. Already 13-0, knocking on the door. Nick Little and company working from the gun. Little going to fire a fade to Daniel Johnson. Arrival to arrival. Not today, though.
Touchdown reception.
As Nick Little's second TD toss today, Daniel Johnson on the reception.
And Weidman got beat badly on that route. As you see, Johnson just separated from him. As soon as that ball was in the air, right there, that one step on Weidman is all he needed. He has the height anyway.
Nick Little going to be a Greyhound as he goes on to finish this here for the extra point. Go Greyhounds, by the way, Sebastian. Maybe trying to show some guys down there, hey, I need some playing time immediately. 20-0 as he hits the extra point. It's all North here on Proview Sports Network.
Car Crafters, proud supporter of Proview Sports Network.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this? Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen? No! Bad dog! Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened? Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened. Car Crafters! It's like it never happened!
Hey everyone, Adam Deal here with Proview Networks. Extreme Clean is a proud sponsor and supporter of Proview Networks. All high school sports athletics. Owner Mike McLean and Extreme Clean specialize in carpet cleaning for apartment, realty, business, and residential clients. With over 20 years experience, attention to detail and quality customer service matters. For more information, give them a call, 505-221-6440, Extreme Clean. Well, the north side enjoying it so far on top, 20-0. Adam Deal here along with Sebastian Noel. I'd like to thank our crew, Jason Poole directing, Alden Iowani graphics and replay, Josh Luna, Josh Brown, Jude Apodaca, our camera crew. They do a great job. Nobody better. Nobody better than Nick Little right now. Touchdown pass is looking sharp so far. Hasn't really ran it much either, has he?
He's been very effective today, whether it was rolling out or he had a couple of nice handoffs. Then he had that pitch play that was such a quick delivery on the pitch.
Last touchdown.
Let's watch that last touchdown again, Sebastian.
And that one was all on Johnson to get the separation from Weidman.
Nice over the shoulder by Little, and that's all she wrote. So 20-0 North. What can the South do here? It's Hooper again. It's his second possession. Hooper on a draw play handoff just for a couple, and that's it. Last possession was a complete disaster. In fact, coming around on the edge defensively was Dante Green from Atrisco Heritage. He was untouched in a sack that really helped the North get their third stop. This is the fourth possession for the South.
Well, with Garduno and then Palmieri back there, it's going to be tough to run it up the middle against this North team.
Garduno from West Mesa High School, Vincent Palmieri from Rio Rancho, fresh off his state championship. Outside swing for a few yards, but not much to Weidman. It'll be third down.
Lead to Isaiah Weideman. Third down.
So third down and 4.
And I would imagine we would spend a lot of time in that district again this year to see if Rio Rancho can repeat or if Cleveland has an answer.
Trips again for Hooper on the near side. Hooper under pressure, going to push up, runs it, and dives his way for a first down. How about the second and third effort for the Tiger?
Kyle Hooper with the first down run.
As it gets to the 32-yard line, a pickup of 7 yards, move those chains. South may be a mandatory score here. Watch it again.
You take a look on the replay. Garduno was in pursuit, and he got wiped out there because he had a beat on the quarterback. Once Garduno was erased, Hooper's able to make the run for the first down.
Under 4 minutes now to play here in the first half. Now remember, North will get the ball to start the second half, Sebastian, so maybe more so a mandatory scoring drive. Hooper, let's see if he has time. He hasn't been able to get set. This gets by him. Hooper's going to grab it, and he's going to go down. Just a disaster from the very get-go.
That was Rascone, I believe, that got back there for the hit, but it was all academic once the snap was fumbled. And that's a nightmare scenario for a quarterback when you just have to be back there to scoop up the bad snap and then get hit.
And now, again, a big sack stopped the South drive last time. This time, maybe a bad snap can stop it. Second down at 22. Hooper looking. Weideman just in front of him. It was going to be a tough play, wasn't it? Third and long now.
Third down.
Hey, I'd like to thank State Farm Insurance agents Marty Seiss, Art Sandoval, Beth Wells, Paul Maestas, and Michelle Rudolph, all proud supporters of ProView. Also the New Mexico High School Coaches Association. We just saw Buster Mabry. An event, a fantastic event. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to go into too much detail, but
well, I heard you
last night in a cornhole championship,
yeah.
The 32-team bracket. My lovely wife and I, we lost. We lost to the PV crew. They
well,
went back to back.
Your wife scored 16 out of the 19
Look, I don't want to really get into the details of it.
There's a difference.
Hooper's going to throw. That is incomplete. Flag's going to fly, though. Penalty marker's going to come out. It was high looking for Jalen Bateman, but maybe took a shove. We'll have to see it again. I think in coverage.
I think Cordieri got his. Was it? They had an arm in the back of that receiver, maybe. Let's take a look. I don't know.
That's tough.
That's clean coverage.
That's maybe a you're losing 20-0 call.
Right? Yeah. The Hilltopper, Nicholas Cordieri, with a nice coverage there. And how was that car ride home? Once Jesse scored 95% of the points in the final.
We had separate vehicles, which was nice. I was embarrassed to look at her, to be honest. Again, if you don't know, we're talking about losing in the Cornhole Championships. NMAA actually put it on at the New Mexico High School Coaching Clinic last night, 32-team bracket. And hey, hats off to the PV guys. They've gone back-to-back now, both years. So, championship run. Sebastian, it's not bad. 2:48 to go here in the half. Let's see if Alamogordo could get something after the penalty. Hooper's going to step up. 3rd and 7. Look out. Dropped. Brandon Armstead from Cleveland High School. And I was wondering how long it would take for us to say his name. The 5'11" Division II player up and coming. State champion. A big part of that state championship a year removed. Watch it again.
Beautiful. That was a Freeney-like spin to get to the quarterback.
So now 4th down and 12 after the defensive stop. And again, the South going to have to punt. This is their 4th punt after 4 possessions. Almost blocked again.
Surprised we didn't see a flag there. I thought McGee got an early start on his trip into the backfield.
Well, it's Daniel Johnson from Cleveland High School who scored earlier. Comes on to the fair catch with 2:03 to play. We'll keep it right here. We'd like to thank Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs in the Frontier Restaurant. Proud supporters of New Mexico Athletics. They've been serving Albuquerque and supporting our kids for over 40 years. 4 great locations, including the Frontier Restaurant across the street from the UNM Central Avenue campus. Plenty of time now for the North to get clicking. They've scored on all 3 of their possessions, and on comes now Dylan Gassaway again, who really led the way for Josh Foley on that 3rd and 8 that scored the 19-yard touchdown run and block, as he's going to work from the pistol here. Handoff on 1st down. It's a yard loss. Really good play defensively.
2nd down.
Just don't know how much more throwing they're going to do with this big lead, and Foley and C at the disposal of Ron McMath.
Excuse me, it was Adrian Leon who made the play. Hey, don't forget, halftime we'll have full highlights for you, and also preview our upcoming schedule of week 1 here on ProView Sports Network. That's right around the corner, isn't it? As Gassaway will take the snap on 2nd down and long. Gassaway's going to look to go deep. He's got the arm, fires it over. It's incomplete. I'll tell you, there was a chance at it for Dominic Sandoval. Couldn't haul it in.
And Foley did a beautiful job blocking there to keep the pressure from getting to Gassaway. Ryan Moore comes back in here from Manzano.
So now third down for Gassaway and crew. 2 wideouts on each side. Foley is looking for it. Gassaway's in trouble, going to be dropped. Coach from Artesia High School was there. So with a minute and counting to play, the first defensive stop for the South, they needed that.
Yeah, I mean, they have to create some sort of turnover here, something to get some positivity into the half, ideally a score.
Time out of the field, back at it in a moment.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of Proview Sports Network. Just under a minute to play here in the first half. Proview Sports Network South, you'd figure, going to get it back here on the 4th down at 15 after the big sack by Cody Scott from Artesia High School. It's the first stop by the South defensively. They need some type of momentum. High snap. Look at Little on the one hand, bring it down. And the deep punt. That is a big-time play. Look at this. They down it in the 1 yard line. We've got to watch that again. Nick Little brings it down to the one hand.
Everything's going right for Nick today, Adam.
He reverts disaster and turns it into the best punt probably of his career. Watch this.
He goes Odell Beckham just to catch the snap, and then a beauty.
It's a great play.
And Devon McGee there to down it.
Well, now at the South, we're thinking touchdown. Now they're just thinking get out of their end zone here with 45.5 to play in this first half. So Ortiz again. Ortiz quick fire. This time it's complete. The 6 yard line and bumped out of bounds. And the first reception for Jalen Bateman. He dropped a couple earlier.
And Coach Mendoza wondering why the clock's not stopped. He thought that his receiver got out of bounds there. The referees didn't agree, so he has to burn a timeout.
Interesting. 23.9 to go. We'll take a break here. Proview Sports Network. Visit the Frontier Restaurant. Due to heavy construction on Central, take lead or coal coming north or south. The Frontier Restaurant. Get your Frontier fix 'em. Garden Sort's Team Sales is a proud supporter of Proview Sports Network.
Get into the game. Garden Schwartz Team Sales features fine from Wilson, Shutt Sports, Speedline, and Russell Athletics. We offer custom embroidery and screen printing services for all of your school or club needs, from team uniforms to school leather jackets. Specializing in all sports and serving all communities, from big schools to small schools, from up north to down south, or all points in between. Garden Schwartz Team Sales for great prices.
Second down and 4 as we welcome you back here at Newsenda Community Stadium. Ortiz, he's in trouble. Of course he's going to get out of it. It's a foot race to the 10, to the 13-yard line. He's a master of escape, isn't he?
Yeah, you see he's back in there. Pressure not as heavy. I mean, it was Kyle Hooper. They were just attacking Hooper. They were committed 100%. Pressure with Hooper. You have to be a little more cautious with Ortiz back there.
17 seconds to play here in the half. Ortiz. Nice cut. Going to make his way to the near side. Face mask. There's 3 flags all over the place. He's still on his feet. He's still going as he gets across the 30-yard line. What a play. You know what? You add 15 to that, and maybe you can get a Hail Mary here.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, we've seen Ortiz do this so many times.
Watch it again. Sebastian, how many misses? 1, 2, and the face mask.
3, 4. 5. And then
it's just unbelievable.
I got a heavy dose of that last year doing St. Pius games.
We all know. What was the call again? How'd it go?
Unbelievable.
There you go.
But now I'm expected. So I could not.
It's not unbelievable.
That's not like a shot out of a cannon you can use all the time. Once you see it, now you kind of expect it from Drew, so you can't use it again.
Ball placed at the 45 after the penalty, and so let's see, can Ortiz heave one? Maybe he just wants to try to run one. Who knows? Probably has just as much chance. Last play finally does get it off of the half, and Ortiz going to step up, looking, does throw. It's complete to the outside, and there's just not enough room. Complete first reception to Gage Shoup from Carlsbad High School, but it's going to end the half 20-0 North. We've got highlights and a lot more. Schedule preview for for week 1 here on Proview Sports Network. We'll be back in just a moment.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of Proview Sports Network.
Altitude Sports Grill is where sports fans won't miss a game. With locally crafted brews on tap and refreshingly crisp cocktails. Located in Hotel Cascada, Albuquerque residents find a staycation worth staying for. Catching local sports, enjoying a beer on the beach, or wiping out, Hotel Cascada is home to your urban adventure. Affordable guest rooms, no hassle water park parties, and much more.
Hey everyone, Adam Deal here with Proview Networks. Extreme Clean is a proud sponsor and supporter of Proview Networks and all high school sports athletics. Owner Mike McLean and Extreme Clean specialize in carpet cleaning, apartment, realty, business, and residential clients. With over 20 years experience, attention to detail and quality customer service matters. For more information, give them a call, 505-221-6440, Extreme Clean. Terry Cosper Insurance Agency is a proud partner with Proview Networks and a proud supporter of New Mexico high school athletics. Terry's been a local farmer's agent for over 20 years for auto, home, life, and business insurance. Just like high school sports are important, so are teen drivers. For more information, or one of his licensed staff members at 898-5556. Quotes are available for you.
For 55 years, people have bought trucks from Tillery in Los Lunas. We have a great selection of vehicles, the quality service department, and some of the best deals in the state. But most importantly, we found people prefer to buy trucks from people who actually drive trucks.
Tillery is a proud supporter of Proview Sports Network. Locally owned and operated, located in Los Lunas, right off I-25, exit 203.
The Barley Room, proud sponsor of Proview Networks for over 9 years, is pleased to introduce Black Iron. From weddings and family reunions to birthdays and office parties, Black Iron Catering is perfect for any event. Contact Jamie at 505-459-8259 and book your event today. Black Iron Catering, let us bring our kitchen to you.
Gecko's Bar and Tapas, a proud supporter of Proview Networks. It's been a fan favorite spot for food lovers and sports fans. With not one, but 2 great locations, including outdoor patio, an atmosphere you won't want to miss. Gecko's, off Academy and in Nob Hill.
Our interns here at Proview Sports Network get pretty competitive. Rivalries are real. All day with you two, jeez.
Football's back right here on Proview Sports Network. All the best rivalries, all the best action, every game on Proview Sports Network, Comcast 26, and the game of the week on My 50 TV.
Back at it here at Newsenda Community Stadium, 20-0 at half. It's the North on top of the South. I'm Adam Deal, now being joined by Executive Director of the New Mexico High School Coaches Association, Buster Mabry. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Having a great night tonight.
It's gone well. Everything's gone good, except I mentioned on air, I'm very salty that me and my wife lost the Cornhole Championship last night to the PV guys. So everything was great with your event.
I heard it was your wife's partner, though. That's the problem. Your wife didn't have a very good partner last night.
That's the rumor. But
if she'd had a better partner, you might have done a little better than you did.
That's the rumor.
Yeah.
So what do you think so far in North-South game? How has it gone? Obviously some really good athletes going the next level, and it's been fun to watch some guys so far.
I think we saw during the season.
Yeah.
I think Josh Foley shows what he can do when you give him the football, and Avery C can run the football a little bit, and I think that's the difference. They run the football, and then they throw that play-action pass, and it opens up a little bit. And Drew Ortiz has run a little bit, but he's had a hard time getting going, and Hooper had a little bit hard time. They were on him for the most part. So I think we see what we saw during the season a lot.
So talk about, for those of the people that don't know this event, it's seniors that are just graduated from high school, and they get one last chance really to play for their high school and play in a fun event like this.
Yeah, we've been doing this game. This is our 7th. And we started in 1941, and we stopped right off the bat for World War II, but we've been playing ever since. And basically, you got to be a graduated senior. There's a long process to get selected. A lot of people think it's politics, and there very well might be some of that. But in the end, I believe we get the best players here, and the ones that show up have a great time. And I think in the end, they have a great week, and they make lifetime friendships, and that's the highlight of All-Star football.
What about your actual clinic? I mean, last night, if people don't get to see it, it's unbelievable. All the coaches from across the state, little schools, small, big schools, everybody is here and having a good time. You put on a really good event.
I appreciate that. I think it's a commitment to the professionalism of coaching. And the people that have been involved in the New Mexico High School Coaches Association and our annual coaches clinic and the All-Star Week are those individuals that are committed to to being a better coach, learning, but most importantly, creating those relationships. It's the only time of the year where they all like each other. The season starts on Monday, they go back to not liking each other, but last night and during the week, they're all friends, and it's really kind of a neat thing. It's I really enjoy it. I watch all these coaches shake hands and talk football. You'll walk by a table, and they're drawing up football plays on the table, and you might see Manzano and LaCueva drawing up plays. You might even see a Mayfield and a Rio Rancho coaches drawing up plays and talking a little bit, and they're just about being better coaches and having a good time and all being one. And I think we are from the great state of New Mexico. Ray Birmingham talked about today. He did a presentation called We Are New Mexico, and yeah, each other, but we are from our state, and I take a lot of pride in watching that take place every year.
Not only that, you also had great guest speaker like Chris Herron, who had an unbelievable speech earlier this week on Monday.
Yeah, Chris Herron was fantastic. I mean, the beauty of Chris Herron was his level of intensity. And, he told a great story, and his story is truly amazing. And I think everybody, if you haven't had a chance, should go out and watch Unguarded, the ESPN 30 for 30. But the beauty of his presentation, he was no nonsense. He had a message to deliver, and he was going to deliver that message, and he was going to deliver that message in raw, intense, words and language and body language. And one of the highlights of the day is there was a basketball all-star who was being almost like a typical high school basketball player that just graduated, was talking a little bit, kind of, drawing attention to himself, and Chris Herron called him out in a way that a lot of people can't. And that might have been the highlight of the presentation, to be honest with you.
Well, good for him. How could people get a hold of you? They want to get the New Mexico High School Coach Association. You have a lot of support, a lot of people that, for example, that get involved with your clinic and everything. If somebody wanted to get involved, how would they?
I say get a coaching job.
Yeah.
We need coaches in our state, and we need people that care about kids, and we need people that can commit to making kids a higher quality of character and teaching them the X's and O's and having a lot of fun with competition. But we need coaches, we need educators. I think that's the number one thing. Now, once you do that, then we want you to be involved with us. And I'm not going to give out a phone number, though, because there's probably a kid that didn't make the All-Star team, and I don't want anybody calling me.
I have that phone number, and I will give it out once Buster is off air here. Don't worry about that. We appreciate you. As always, Buster Mabry coming on, and of course you always put on a great event. So,
and I'll tell you what, if you come back next year, I'll sponsor your team's entry into the cornhole tournament.
You will.
I will if you'll come back.
Someone had to sponsor us this year. That's good.
Who was that?
It was Steve Davis.
Steve Davis sponsored. Well, that's the way it goes around this place, man. And Steve Davis, man, he's taking care of everybody.
Well, there's got to be some incentive, right? We did win $20, so it was nice.
Well, you know what? Don't tell anybody that, because that might be illegal, Adam. So you might keep that off the air if you don't mind. All right.
Well, until you said something like that, now we're really digging ourselves a hole.
We are.
See the South ready to come back out. We've got highlights when we return. Thanks, Buster Mabry. We'll be back here on Proview Sports Network.
Selling your home, know its value? As part of Greater ABQ Home Realty Service, we offer a free no-obligation market analysis so you can learn the value of your home before placing it on the market. Servicing Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, Placitas, Corrales, and the East Mountain. And we're dedicated to making our clients customers for life. Locally owned, locally focused, Greater ABQ Homes Realty. Contact Tom Schoeneman at 505-821-1234 or visit our website at greaterabqhomes.com.
Hey Robo fans, I'm Sarah.
And I'm Samantha.
Jaguar Land Rover Albuquerque has been a family-owned business since 1988. The 2017 Jaguar F-Pace has been named the winner of the 2017 World Car of the Year and World Car Design of the Year.
Land Rover's signature terrain response system is flawless against any curveball New Mexico weather can throw at you. We have a extended warranty on all Jags and Land Rovers and one of the greatest pre-owned inventories in the state of New Mexico. Call 505-797-3600 to schedule a test drive.
We're back at it. North versus South All-Star game. Adam Deal, Sebastian Noel now joining us. 20-0, North on top. Hey, let's look at our schedule, Sebastian, as Proview Sports Network. Yeah, that's right. In less than 1 month, our very first game. It's coming your way. That's opening week. Actually, we'll get it right here in just a moment. But you see, we've got Highland and St. Pius, Mayfield, Rio Rancho, all of it.
That should be a good one. Mayfield, Rio Rancho.
We'll have for you. It'll be streaming on Proview Sports Network. A couple of graphical errors, but our very first game is going to be on the 23rd, Sebastian, right here in Newsenda Stadium. Monzano Atrisco, very different look. Patrick Johnson very excited about the team he's got in front of him. They'll take on Monzano right here as we open things off. And then that Thursday, we'll have Del Norte taking on West Mesa right here on Proview Sports Network. And then a ton of games, as you just saw on Friday. It'll be Sandia and Rio Grande, and a doubleheader here from Newsenda. And then on My50 TV, Proview is partnered up again this year for all 11 regular season games. This week we'll have one game a week on My50 TV. And the first one, it'll be La Cueva taking on Sibley. You saw that Mayfield Rio Rancho game, and also Oñate Cleveland. And then to cap it all off on Saturday, we've got Volcano Vista taking on Valley on Saturday, the 26th of August. So everything coming our way.
Yeah, the one that jumps out at the page there is that Mayfield game should be a really good one. The Atrisco kind of really backed into that district championship last year, and they're a little more confident this year they're going to be able to clean up that district. I don't know how the rest of that district is going to fare, but and I'm interested to see year 2 of the Rico Marcelli project at La Cueva.
Yeah.
Will they go to more of the pass? Will they stick with...
It's a young team that's developed, so we're going to find out. Hey, let's take a look at first half highlights now as the North on top 20-0. Sebastian really defensively and offensively really getting it done on both sides of the ball, but Nick Little started the party off here with an 18-yard touchdown pass to the Monsanto Monarch. It was Ryan Moore. Extra point was blocked a little bit later. Drew Ortiz doing his thing. Ortiz weaving and cruising his way as he gets to the 40-yard line. Try to move the chains. Can't, though.
That was really a rare bright spot. Ortiz, another beautiful strike here for the North.
And how about Daniel Johnson there? It's a 35-yard catch and run. And then a little bit later, look at the play straight away from Dylan Gassaway, leading the way in a block. Get out of my way. That's the easiest touchdown that Foley's going to score on the extra point, 13-0. And then a little bit later, the sack, Hooper in the backfield. He's going to go down inside the 6-yard line. It's punt time again. And then look at this fade. Nick Little going to find Daniel Johnson, 20-0. And so that's where we're at.
We saw on his player card in the first half that he averaged 20.1 yards per reception, and he's showing us why he was a big down back for his team this year. Big plays, they've dialed it up for him. 5 of 7 passing for 54 yards, 2 touchdowns for Little in the first half.
All right, second half when we come back, 20-0 North on top.
Selling your home? Know its value? As part of Greater ABQ Home Realty Service, we offer a free no-obligation market analysis so you can learn the value of your home before placing it on the market. Servicing Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, Placitas, Corrales, and the East Mountain, and we're dedicated to making our clients customers for life. Locally owned, locally focused, Greater ABQ Homes Realty. Contact Tom Schoeneman at 505-821-1234 or visit our website at greaterabqhomes.com.
Hey Lobo fans, I'm Sarah.
And I'm Samantha.
Jaguar Land Rover Albuquerque has been a family-owned business since 1988. The 2017 Jaguar F-Pace has been named the winner of the 2017 World Car of the Year and World Car Design of the Year. Land Rover's signature terrain response system is flawless against any curveball New Mexico weather can throw at you. We have a class-leading extended warranty on all Jags and Land Rovers and one of the greatest pre-owned inventories in the state of New Mexico. Call 505-797-3600 to schedule a test drive.
Locally loved restaurants like Farina Pizzeria, Farina Alto, and the Artichoke Cafe are the perfect venue for your next event. Farina Alto has traditional Italian food plus handcrafted cocktails in a beautiful Northeast Heights location. Farina Pizzeria with a downtown vibe, amazing affordable wines, and local beer. And the Artichoke Cafe has set the standard for casual fine dining since 1989. Visit our family of restaurants and see what fine dining is all about.
Folks, there's no other way but to be all in. Either he's Lord of all or he is not Lord at all. And you can experience the real and authentic, true life change that only God can provide to humanity. See, when we truly encounter Jesus and purpose to know him and follow his teachings, hashtag life change will occur.
What do these interns even do on their break, man?
I don't even know. It's probably way too crazy.
Football's back right here on Proview Sports Network. All the best rivalries, all the best action, every game on Proview Sports Network, Comcast 26, and the game of the week on My 50 TV. Ladera Golf Course. Open in 1980, Ladera features a full 18 including spacious greens, a large driving range, roomy practice putting greens, and 4 large surrounding Ladera, beautiful views of the Sandia Mountains to the east and volcanoes to the west. Ladera is a challenging city-owned course with the longest playing yardage of any other city courses. For weekend tee times and more information, call 505-836-4449.
Sadie's is a proud supporter of New Mexico high school sports and athletics, and we here at Proview Networks would like to thank Sadie's for their continued support in helping us bring you all of your New Mexico high school sports coverage.
Second half here from Newsenda Community Stadium in Albuquerque, New Mexico, about to start. North going to get the ball. Adam Deal along with Sebastian Noel. 20-0, Sebastian. How did the South change their fortune?
Well, I mean, I would imagine Drew Ortiz will be in there a lot more because they look really discombobulated with Hooper at quarterback. But they're going to need some quick strikes, maybe even a defensive play. But between Nick Little and Josh Foley, they've made Ron McMath look like Vince Lombardi out here today. And those guys are, it's so easy to coach when you have talent like that. And Ron said that. He said that yesterday. He's like, man, this week has been so much fun with all these kids out here. But you just keep giving them the ball and they're going to score. Ron's got to be having an awesome time on that sideline.
Did you just compare Ron McMath to Lombardi?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, here we go. I would not be surprised if we see a little bit more trickery maybe from the South. San Juan Mendoza.
They're going to need some turnovers, Adam, to get back into this, let's be honest.
Kicking off, it's Gabe Cazada. Fantastic kicker, by the way, from Las Cruces High School, but also a really good defensive player as well. So Cazada, a squib turnable. I think that's Gamboa. It is from Piedra Vista High School. Nice return as it gets across the 45 to the 47. And so the North will go back to work.
Gamboa's been pretty tough to bring down on the first hit today. It's usually taking the second defender coming over to help out.
He's the lone player from Piedra Vista High School. Of course, PV, even though this is a 5-6A game, PV first year in 6A. They started out undefeated, Sebastian, and then they hit District 1, and that was it.
I feel like if you're going to come from 5A to 6A, they shouldn't be allowed to put you in that district.
Maybe District 4.
Right, I was going to say, maybe you get your training wheels in District 4, and then they move you somewhere else.
First down and 10. It's Nick Little this time. Foley with a stiff arm and wrapped up as he gets across midfield to the 48-yard line and a 6-yard pickup, maybe 7 yards. It'll be 2nd and 3.
Second down.
And really, it looks like the way Little is in sync with his whole offense. I know they practiced, I want to say they practiced 3 or 4 times when Coach Jackson and company were posting some pictures of their practice.
Little's in trouble. Can he get out of it? Nope, not this time. He was tripped up originally. I think the first one there was Edgar Hernandez from Centennial High School. Coach Aaron Ocampo obviously doing a great job with Centennial. Their first year actually in 6A. And then Cody Scott finishes it off from Artesia. So it'll be 3rd and long. Centennial may be a team that everyone might be looking at this year in the 2017 season up and coming. Talked to most of the coaches last night, Sebastian. Everyone's ready. 2-a-days, they start Monday.
Yeah, you might put in some 8-hour days soon, right, and start doing 2-a-days?
Well, it's about time, right?
Well, you said it, not me.
Nick Little in trouble again from behind, and again it's Edgar Hernandez.
And of course, when the Coach Ocampo coach team, you'd never count them out. You know, you talk to the other coaches around the state as we take a look at this replay, but they have so much respect for Ocampo and what he does.
Back plays for Hernandez, so great job by the South. They did what they needed to do. Get a stop, get it back, and they need to get a score now. No fair catch, grabbed and put down at the 20-yard line. Nice special teams play.
Tackle
It was Devon McGahee from Monsanto who was quickly down there.
And he's the one that also downed the punt earlier at the 1. I mean, the North has done it on all sides of the ball, including special teams today.
It's going to be Drew Ortiz again, and let's see if the South can piece something together here, as we're just underway in the second half here in the third quarter. So on first down at 10, Ortiz, a pitch to the outside, nothing doing. A big loss of the play. Be a loss of 7 yards, not the start session that they needed.
Another pitch to Quiro, and he couldn't really find the edge on the outside there. Ortiz hasn't been able to find that big play today. He had a couple of long slants to Jalen Bateman that were dropped early on in the first half as Bateman runs off now. Really hasn't hooked up with Di Herrera and Di Lorenzo today. Adrian Leon has mostly played on the defensive side of the ball. He did some running and receiving for St. Pius as well this past season.
Second down and long. Ortiz steps up. Ortiz going to go down. You don't see it often. Wrapped up and thrown to the ground. I think
McCracken from Rio Rancho got into the backfield.
McCracken was there, and also to finish it off, Fernando Acosta from Clovis High School.
Really, that's the only way you bring Ortiz down is when you have the pressure coming from both sides.
The whole
they collapse the pocket,
collapse.
And then there's a defender on both sides of him.
8:20 to play here in the third quarter, and well, we talked about the South having to get a quick strike. They're doing the opposite of that. 3rd and 18. Ortiz will step up, fires down the middle. It's tips and incomplete.
That went off the helmet of the defender, it looked like.
Intended target.
I thought he was
Quero from Goddard.
I thought he was going to go to his left for sure there because he had 2 Sartans on that side of the field lined up. But he went up the middle. And you take a look at this replay here. That's a tough window to get in there.
So 4th down, and of course it's punting time again here for the South. That's all they've done today. Punt. This one a high arcing one as Daniel Johnson will let it bounce. It takes a fortuitous bounce for the North and then out of bounds inside midfield. And so right at the 49-yard line again, it's the North going to go back to it. Let's see, does Dylan Gassaway come in this time? And he does. So Gassaway, he led one touchdown drive with a Josh Foley run to make it 13-0. And he's back in.
And there really hasn't been a drop-off when they've gone from Little to Gassaway. Speaks to how good of a season Dylan had this past year. Again, in that district, to only throw 4 picks in that district, when we looked at his player card, that's the number that really stood out to me.
So 1st and 10, right from the 49-yard line, 7:48 to play in the third quarter. Out of the pistol, it's a handoff. It's Avery C this time, and C's going to hit the hole hard for a couple, and that's about it.
They've really gone away from Avery for a while there because Foley was just on fire middle stages of the game. But that's a nice luxury to have.
Well, a 2-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd down and 8. As the North on top, 20-0. 7:18 to go here in the third.
I got to think Johnson likes that matchup on the top of your screen there.
Here is Foley, patient Foley, dives forward, not much. So South, they've really stiffened up defensively the last 3 possessions. It's going to be a 3rd down and long to work with here.
Foley with the run, 3rd down.
And Ron McMath loves to run the football. And with this lead, they're not going to give you many more chances as far as creating a turnover here. I would imagine that Ron's just going to put it to his running backs.
So 3rd and 6. Run. The North so far. Gassaway again from the pistol. This time he's got Avery C in the backfield with him. Avery C's going to get it straight through, and C's got the first 8-yard pickup. Dives across the 40, and North move the chains. I'd like to thank Hotel Cascada. Hotel Cascada, come see our amazing new indoor water park, surf and slide, and hotel altitude. Full bar and grill, all at Cascada. 6:17 now. The North kind of methodically just moving the ball right now.
Yeah, that's kind of what we expected with the lead.
Handoff this time is to Foley, just a couple forward. Grounded pound. Ron McMath taking some clock, moving the football. Not really the all-star excitement you want to see.
No, but the games that they were leading or they were in competitively last year, Ron did a really nice job running the football, and it didn't matter which running back was back there for him at West Mesa. He stuck to his guns. Pretty creative play call sometimes on the run, and they had a nice rushing attack. Their problem was more on the other side of the ball and some turnover issues with Dominic Fisher at quarterback.
Play action here for Gassaway, looking, makes a cut. Gassaway had it loose for a moment and falls on top of it. Big loss, so now watch out. It's going to be 3rd down and long.
It's going to take a play like that, Adam, where the ball maybe comes out. Nice job by Dylan there to secure the football, but if the South have any hopes at getting back into this, they're going to have to hope that a ball like this squirts out of there and maybe they can get a big return.
Maybe 4-down territory here for the North.
The directors are in mid-season form when the way they make fun of us behind our backs.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they are in playoff form, actually.
Handoff of the end around. Look at this. Moore is shoved to the ground. He's going to lose yardage. Monster play by Matt Young from Oñate High School. Young, next-level athlete.
Yeah, he's been a bright spot today. We've called his name out a few times.
Now, this might be punting time. I said 4-down territory, but not after the loss there by Moore. And so Nick Little comes on to punt. So 4th and 18, and Little, look at this, sailing. And going to drop at the 5 and take a lateral bounce. I'll tell you what, he had a few of those during the season for Rio Rancho High School, and if anything, Nick Little might be punting for Eastern New Mexico.
Yeah, the fine institution of higher learning that brought us Adam Deal, they're going to get a good one in Nick Little. And Quiro's been able to do nothing on these returns today. That has not been a part of the South's game at all, is any return yardage.
Did you just take a shot?
No.
The Greyhounds.
I was pointing out that you were a proud alum.
Okay. All right. 3:41 to play here in the 3rd. Drew Ortiz. Quick toss complete. It's the 2nd reception. Just a few yards forward for Jalen Bateman. Again, we'd like to thank the Room. Football season, it's coming up. Your home needs to be the Barley Room. Great food, great drinks, live music, all at the Barley Room.
I would recommend the Bavarian pretzel bites next time you're at the Barley Room, Adam.
I see. Is that a Sebastian Noel favorite?
It is,
okay.
Yes. Then next time we go, maybe don't get the alligator arms when the check comes. I know you do that a lot.
That's my style. Under 3 to play in the 3rd. Ortiz, can the South get the ball moving? Drops it, in trouble. He's going to go down. Snap was low. Ortiz couldn't handle it. And McCracken's there to finish it off. Also going to be a Greyhound. In fact, the Greyhounds snatched 3 of those state champions from Rio Rancho.
There's really nothing Drew could do with that. He just had to secure the football after the bad snap.
Timeout. Back in a moment here on Proview Sports Network.
Hoops New Mexico basketball courts is coming to Albuquerque soon. 10 full basketball courts and a whole lot more. For more information, contact Dan Serrano at hoopsnm@aybl.com.
Our interns here at Proview Sports Network get pretty competitive. Rivalries are real.
So with the big matchup between the El Dorado Eagles and the La Cueva Bears, time to make my pick here on the Proview Rundown. I'm going to go with the El Dorado Eagles. You know, I'm going to change my decision, and I'm going to go with the La Cueva Bears. They're feeling it. All right, hey, calm down. Guys, you do it every time. This is ridiculous. You know what? I'm going to be in makeup.
Well, 3rd down and 14. Beautiful views here from Nusenda Community Stadium. As Ortiz takes it. He's in trouble. Ortiz dragged down, throws it away. That's got to be intentional grounding. He gets off, and I think, yeah, there it is. That's going to be 2 points. And I think Ortiz will try to make his claim, but there wasn't a blue jersey within 15 yards.
And threw it towards the yardage marker, and to your point, not a receiver over there.
Let's take a look at it again. I think North just gained themselves 2 more points. It'll be 22-0.
Yeah, Bateman was gone.
But I think Ortiz was trying to say I was hit as he was getting rid of it. Nonetheless, 2 points. So, South defensively, they've been able to stop Sebastian. Both times they've gotten the ball back. Hasn't gone their way.
I think it's started every time with 0 yardage on the return. They haven't been able to start in as condition on the field as the North has for most of their drives.
So a safety here in this North-South All-Star game. We remind you, tomorrow join us, the 1A, 2A basketball All-Star game right here on Proview Sports Network, also streaming live on Proview YouTube channel. We've got it for you at 6 p.m., and it leads us into the 5A, 6A basketball All-Star game. Those are always fun as you get to see the best of the small schools, best of the big schools, all tomorrow here on Proview. You get to see your Springer guys, Sebastian.
Yeah, one last chance to see the Red Devils. So the game last year that featured Holt Shelley, who eventually walked on to UNM.
Look at this. Moore's got some room across midfield to the 48. So the North will get...
That's a game that has pretty cool history, especially on the big school side. Of course, you know, the Bryce Alford Cullen Neal matchup. From a game 4 or 5 years ago that featured JoJo Brooks from Atrisco Dunks. They play it like a traditional All-Star game. For the first 3 quarters. They're going to throw some lobs. They're going to dunk it. They're going to shoot it from half court. So that's always a lot of fun.
Interesting. The North and the South, some fantastic players. Of course, Juan Hurt, Clay Patterson, Tyreek Reaver. Marcus Hill from Cleveland High School. All on the North. And then as little option pitch to Foley. Nice stutter by Foley, but not much, just a couple. And then you look at the South.
We saw something on the girls' side, Adam, that was pretty cool. We saw Jaden De La Cerda and Caviana Brown go one-on-one. That's something that's going to be happening in the Mountain West for 4 years to come, probably.
In the South, of course, you've got Brennan Boatwright, maybe the best player coming out.
Gatorade Player of the Year basketball.
Deuce Goodrich. Josh Harrison, who was fantastic with Oñate High School this last year. Hunter Thomas, also from Oñate.
Some top 10 plays out of that for sure.
It'll be 2nd down and 9 after the yard pickup by Foley. Here's the stretch fake run, and look, wide open, and it's caught at the 10 and then dropped, diving to the 5. Are they going to say complete and then fumbled? And so it is a completion, fortunately for Sal Rascone from Farmington High School. I'll tell you, let it a little bit too far, else Rascone is dancing in the end zone. Watch it again, Sebastian. Everyone bid on the play action.
A nice stretch to bring that one home.
Now, if that's the NFL, it's incomplete. Our graphics and replay operator, Alden Iowani, has to bring up the name Des Bryant, which I think is unnecessary. I don't think that really needs to be said in a game like this. Little on first down and goal. Look at a throw. He's going to step up in the pocket. Watch out. Now he's going to heave one towards the back of the end zone. Is it caught?
I think he got his toes
yes! In. Touchdown, Gamboa. You're not going to see a better catch than that tonight.
Elijah Gamboa.
I don't know how Nick Little saw Elijah Gamboa, for one, and I don't know how Gamboa pulls this in.
And the off-balance throw, it was a nice scramble. It's kind of just slipped through there, and he was on the run, off balance, and then Gamboa did a beautiful job getting his toes in there.
Unbelievable play. You know, Nick Little, I don't know, at last second, split second, saw Gamboa, and of course the catch may be better than the throw. North are rolling here as Little puts up the extra point. He's up and he's through. 29-0. 1:14 to play here in the third quarter.
Sure, you could get him a new car. You could also light a pile of money on fire. So maintaining this old car is your best option. Keep it running longer, stronger, with quality parts and a whole lot of Napa know-how.
Don't forget, every Proview Network sporting event is on sale at our DVD store. Go to www.proviewNetworks.com to buy your DVD today. Handoff, gas away, look out, Foley tripped up or he was gone. Any space, and he's moving towards the end zone. The number is 29-0. It's the North rolling, knocking on the door. Third on Sports Network, Comcast 26, and the game of the week on My 50 TV. Carolina first down on that third down play, so C with a nice 8-yard run. Adam Deal here along with Sebastian Noel. Proview Sports Network, New Mexico's first and only 24/7 all sports network, and we've got a big schedule for you.
We've documented, of course, what Pius has missed or what they've lost.
Excuse me, illegal shift.
Los Lunas, of course, will lose Samuels.
Rory Samuels, and I think Belen actually might be favorites maybe in that district.
And that game that decided the district we carried, that was the Milne Stadium of Belen St. Pius game. That was a thriller for the district championship.
Athletics.
Josh Foley's second touchdown run tonight. Seems like maybe he hasn't done much, and then you look down, he's got one touchdown for 18 yards, another touchdown for 20 yards, and just kind of doing Josh Foley things as the North up their lead 36-0.
Kickoff in the end zone for a touchback.
And the touchback might be the worst North kick of the day. We've been able to pin them back deep for most of the game today.
Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs in the Frontier Restaurant are proud supporters of New Mexico Athletics. They've been serving Albuquerque and supporting our kids for over 40 years. 4 great locations, including the Frontier Restaurant across the street from the UNM Central Avenue campus. New Mexico High School Coaches Association All-Star Extravaganza. High School Coaches Clinic has been this week. We'll finish tomorrow. By the way, Bobby Gibbs Awards Show could be streamed live here on Proview Sports Network YouTube page. You could catch that tomorrow. And, of course, we've got the 1A, 2A basketball game for you, 6 p.m. tomorrow night here on Proview Sports Network, Comcast 26, and streaming. And then also at 7:30 immediately following the 5A, 6A game, all from El Dorado High School.
And Foley's just so smooth with those runs. You know, we saw his player card. We mentioned that he averages a first down a run, 10.1. He's got a pair of those 19-yard touchdowns today.
When we get a chance, we'll take a look again at
some of his stats from last year as a senior. Unbelievable, as Hooper's back in at quarterback. Going to make his way to the outside. Nice move. Hooper, can he get by the next? No, dropped and loss of 5 yards. That defense for the North, they have been relentless so far. And on the play was Deontay Green, from Etrisco.
As soon as Hooper's in there in place of Ortiz, you see the North just dial up that blitz.
Let's take a look at Foley's stats from last year. Again, and
it was on the 10.1 yards per carry.
It's unbelievable. First down every time he touches it, just under 1,900 yards. He averaged $156, 30 touchdowns. He also had 10 receiving touchdowns and 400 receiving yards.
And what makes that more impressive is, what did he play 2 quarters every game for Rio Rancho last year?
That's pretty much the truth. That's incomplete by Hooper. Was blitzed, looking for DiLorenzo, who's been quiet. And that mercy rule clock will continue to, not mercy rule, it's the time rule. So once you're past 35, it's a running clock.
Yeah, it's hard for some of these real dominant players to rack up those stats, because I know I did sideline a couple of Rio Rancho games, and Josh was down there in basketball shorts second half. So
almost every game.
Yeah, so even Ortiz, Mendoza never really ran up the score, so Drew was out of most of his games by the third quarter.
Here, what can Hooper do on 3rd down at 15? Does he have some time this time? No. Kind of scrambling around, throwing, and almost picked off. Just looks unorganized, and South can do nothing right now, Sebastian.
Again, the pressure just too much on Hooper. He's getting no protection whatsoever. You see the 2 quarterbacks, the difference. They never could gamble like that against Ortiz, but as soon as Kyle's in there, they're in the backfield.
Back to return potentially as Elijah Gamboa, who's actually really had a nice game for Piedra Vista. Had that wonderful touchdown catch in the 3rd quarter. Let's see if he'll get a chance at this one. He might. Gamboa was hit right away at the 49-yard line.
It's a nice job to bring that football in, because he was juggling it as it was coming in there, and the pressure was there right away.
Gage Shoup, he's made a couple of nice plays from Carlsbad High School. North will get it back. 4:14 to go. 36-0. We mentioned maybe it could be a mismatch on paper. We thought Drew Ortiz, he has his wideouts, could keep it close, but the North have really shown some dominance tonight. It's Gassaway again. He's going to hand it off on 1st down, straight through the middle. 4 more yards for Avery C. How hard is it when you have Avery C and Josh Foley? That one was Josh Foley. Just back and forth, handoff after handoff.
Hey, Ron McLombardi over there. He's dialed it up all night. But that's kind of the play calling. He's pretty heavy on the run, even at West Mesa. Of course, they don't have the talent level at West Mesa, so you never really saw this kind of outburst, but he runs the ball a lot.
Gassaway, handoff. And again, it's Foley, couple stutters as he makes his way across the 30 and to the 26-yard line. You know what I will say? It's been a well-officiated game. A lot of flags, and so, both teams really haven't gotten into each other. It's been a fluent game, at least. Not the typical chippy north-south.
Yeah, and I'm not surprised by that with the 2 coaches on the sidelines. They're pretty, they're real big on team discipline and things like that. Coach Mendoza, the Dean of Students at St. Pius, he spearheaded a big anti-bullying campaign last season at Pius that he had his team heavily involved in.
Here's the handoff this time. Straight down the gut, Avery C. And now North just gashing inside that defense of the South. It's a 6-yard pickup with about 2:10 to play here. Johnson on the near side. I don't think there'll be any more throwing tonight. There's a draw play handoff, and this for just a couple to the 20.
Big Brandon Armstead there.
Edgar Hernandez had a really nice game from Centennial High School in on the play. It's his third tackle. He's had a couple of sacks along with it. Again, remind you, join us. Don't forget, 6 p.m. tip-off time. We'll have it for you, 1A, 2A boys basketball all-star game from El Dorado, and immediately following the 5A, 6A all-star game live here on Proview Sports Network and streaming live on our YouTube channel.
Of course, last year's all-star game featured about 4 or 5 Johnny McCants dunks. Games are always a lot of fun.
Foley on the run, first down.
Josh Foley able to get it inside the 15-yard line at a first down. It moves the chains, and curious if the North just don't kneel this one down and that be that. They're going to win it. They've dominated it as of late.
You know, you talk to someone from down south, Adam, and they will proclaim their football dominance to you until they're blue in the face. But the North, I think, is starting to really establish themselves, of course, led by Cleveland and Rio Rancho.
Recap, player of the game, coming your way in just a moment. You're watching Proview Sports Network.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of Proview Sports Network.
Altitude Sports Grill is where Albuquerque sports fans won't miss a game. With locally crafted brews on tap and refreshingly crisp cocktails. Located in Hotel Cascada, Albuquerque residents find a staycation worth staying for. Catching local sports, enjoying a beer on the beach, or wiping out, Hotel Cascada is home to your urban adventure. Affordable guest rooms, no hassle water park parties, and much more.
Hey everyone, Adam Deal here with Proview Networks. Extreme Clean is a proud sponsor and supporter of Proview Networks and all high school sports athletics. Owner Mike McLean and Extreme Clean specialize in carpet cleaning for apartment, realty, business, and residential clients. With over 20 years experience, attention to detail and quality customer service matters. For more information, give them a call, 505-221-6440, Extreme Clean. 36-0 North. Oh, think you could touch them, can you?
Well, no one did, that's for sure. But how about the night for Nick Little? That seems like he had a couple of just great acrobatic throws today, kicking-wise. He was in there on special teams.
The Cool Springs Trampoline Park player of the game. Gorgeous shot, by the way, of downtown Albuquerque there, here from Newsenda. The shots we can get here, unbelievable. It was between Nick Little and Josh Foley, and the vote was Josh Foley. Why not? Josh Foley with a couple of touchdowns tonight, 1 for 18, 1 for 20. So he is your Cool Springs Trampoline Park player of the game. Congratulations. As if he wasn't our Cool Springs Trampoline player of the game throughout the entire season.
Right, yeah, the top 10 list was littered with his plays. Player of the week. Seems like him and Drew Ortiz kind of handed it off between them in the season. Just caps a fantastic high school career. And I know you had a lot of fun covering Josh Foley last year and throughout his high school career.
Well, it finished off with a state championship in their last high school game together. These Rams will win the North, but a lot more than the Rams. How about the play by Elijah Gamboa from Pietra Vista? He was fantastic today.
Very elusive. He was hard to get down.
like to thank our entire crew here. Proview Sports Network directing Jason Poole, of course, graphics op and replay, Alden Iowani, our camera crew, Jude Apodaca, Josh Brown, Josh Loon, our president, Steve Davis. Also, a big thank you to Buster Mabry for the New Mexico High School Coaches Association. We'll be back tomorrow with some hoops. The final score for the final time, 36-0 North over South. For Sebastian Noel, I'm Adam Deal, saying so long. You've been watching Proview Sports Network.